Greetings, friends. Rudix here with another episode of Is This Game Scary? This week, I'll be talking about Scooby Doo Classic Creep Capers. And a friendly word of warning that, as always, this video may or may not possibly contain spoilers about the game. And if you haven't played it yet, then you've been warned. So, is Scooby Doo for the Nintendo 64 scary? No, what the hell, you high? Hi, how are you? It's fucking Scooby Doo. I'm pretty sure this show is made specifically to explain to kids that the only monsters out there are greedy old people who think that the ignorant masses are too stupid to figure out that they've been avoiding taxes for years by dressing up in expensive ass costumes made to impress other older people. And for some reason they keep getting away with it until the next generation of teenagers comes along and is like, hey, wait a second, something isn't right, what the hell is going on here? And let me tell you that this cycle has been going on for centuries, and the only scary part of Scooby-Doo is knowing that this cycle exists. In all seriousness though, there's like nothing spooky about Scooby-Doo Classic Creep Capers. If anything, it's like Baby's first Clock Tower game, which is actually ironic because I always call the Clock Tower games Baby's first horror game, because none of them are actually scary and tend to have a lot of goofy hijinks going on throughout the adventure. If anything, I would tell you that if you're just looking for a goofy ass horror game with cartoony characters and a really wacky story, I would play Clock Tower 3 instead, because that game at least has a better setting than some of the areas in Scooby-Doo. I mean, Spooky Museum is spooky, I guess, until you realize that children go on field trips to these things to learn about how we thought dinosaurs looked like lizards for a long time. So if you're afraid of learning, then I guess you could be scared of a museum, but like, they made a series of movies with Ben Stiller about how fun museums can be even if you aren't there to learn, so like, I don't even know, man. It's not spooky. There's also a ski resort where you collect firewood and make sandwiches. Really about the only thing scary in this game was the ski-free minigame that reminded me of how horrible the Final Fantasy VII skiing minigame is, and that really just comes from how horrible I was at that minigame. So like, I guess I give this game a 1 out of 10 on the spooky scale, because I was like 2 hours into the game before I even thought saving might be possible. Then I had the sudden realization that the game could have crashed at any moment. I was going to have to play the entire game over again if that happened. And no one wants to lose 2 hours of progress on a game they've never played before. So then I spent like 30 seconds in a panic trying to make sure I found both where to save and also didn't accidentally reset the game or something else along those lines. Which I guess also says something about the gameplay in general. Being that it's really, like a kid's game, I guess, it's basically impossible to die. Shaggy just gets scared and leaves to a previous save section of the area that you're in if your meter runs out, so typically you just have to redo a small amount of progress, and typically once you see what's going on, it's really not that bad. I will give this game at least like a 6 out of 10 on a review scale for basically being a less aggravating Clock Tower 3. The predators in this game aren't all that hard to avoid, but there's not many options to get rid of them compared to Clock Tower 3, so it can get annoying at times if the item you need is in a really terrible spot and you already used up your one counter item. But for the most part, this game honestly is just a worse version of Clock Tower 3. Like if you're desperate for more Clock Tower style games, but you're at a point in your life where you just need more disappointment in it, then this game is perfect. Otherwise, just go play Remothered or Nightcry or something else that's actually good. But anyways, that's it for Scooby-Doo. If you enjoyed this video and would like to look forward to many more spooky game reviews in the future, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're interested in seeing me actually play through a variety of games in real time, make sure you follow my Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Rudix. Thanks for watching and see you next time.